Hello YouTube, Yuudai here, and I'm starting a new series called Yuudai's 2 Cents. In these videos, I will talk about random video game topics. I know I've been away for a while, but let's just ignore that fact and leave explanation for later. Let's have some fun! Today's topic is DLC. In case you didn't know, DLC stands for downloadable content. This subject is sensitive for many people, and there's a reason why.
You suck!
But it can be a good and a bad thing. When DLC was a new concept, it was a way to add new content to a game without having to make a whole new game, expanding your playtime. The earliest example I can think of is Sonic 3. When they made Sonic and Knuckles after Sonic 3, they added a way to put Knuckles into the previous game. This wasn't necessarily DLC, but because you had to have both cartridges in order to do so, but they managed to add content to an already made game. The first game to have DLC was Total Annihilation, where they would completely update the game, completely free of charge. You didn't have to pay a thing, and that is sad that it's not like that nowadays. Later on, DLC became payable, and I didn't really see it as a bad thing because, for one, it was really cheap, and two, it added more to my game without having to buy a whole new game. Honestly, it was just a lot cheaper that way. And they can use that money to make better games. That being said, it doesn't necessarily stop them from making bad games. Unfortunately, as time passed, companies decided to use this idea to their advantage, to release DLC along with games rather than added later. This is where the problem starts. Now, I will say this before I get into it, season passes were fine, at least in the early 2000s. You can choose to buy it now or later, and it can be purchased individually when it all came out. But nowadays they release DLC along with the game instead of adding it to the game itself. And making different versions, like going from $60 all the way up to $100, I just think that's taken a little too far and it's just plain greedy. Unfortunately, this strategy actually worked on me, and I was stupid as a kid. I don't know why. I used to pay like hundreds of dollars for all this content that was just completely useless, honestly. I mean, if they did it this way, why didn't they add it to the game in the first place? I mean, clearly they had the power to put it in the game before charging us for DLC. Honestly, I just feel like it would have been a lot better if it stayed exactly the way it was in the early 2000s. Like Black Ops 2, that was amazing. Let's talk about that game for a second, actually. Black Ops 2 is a perfect example. The DLC was cheap, the content was good, they added new zombie maps, they added more skins, and they were like bundled up so you actually got your money worth. DLC nowadays is just so much more expensive and a lot worse at times, and it's just not worth your money. Don't get me wrong though, some games out there actually give good DLC and is actually worth the price. It just depends on the game and how they manage it. And that's my 2 cents on the subject. I hope you guys liked this video. I'm trying to stand out more, so I'm trying to do more than just Let's Play. So if you really like this, let me know. Hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next video.